Hello, everyone. Guten Tag, or Guten Abend, or whatever time of day it is where you are when you're watching this. As of the time that I'm making this video, tomorrow, the 3rd of October, or October 3rd, is a national holiday in Germany. It is the Tag der Deutschen Einheit, which means the Day of German Unity, the day in which present-day Germans celebrate the reunification of the former West Germany and East Germany following the end of the Cold War and the fall of the Berlin Wall and the end of communism in Europe. And I thought, now might be a good time to feature a game which kind of figures prominently into that theme. It's not exactly a game about that particular point in time. It goes back a little bit to a previous point in time, but I thought it might be a nice little interesting historical perspective. I did make a video on this game. I made a German language video of the German version of this game on my German YouTube channel a few years ago. Several years ago, actually. And if you speak German and if you're interested at all, I do actually have a German channel, which I've not really talked about much because it's honestly kind of half-hearted. My German's not that good, and I mostly just feature a few German language games that that are not very well known. So if anyone speaks German and cares, you can look up Spätfäule, which is kind of a clumsy translation of Late Blight, which is the name that I used for my German channel. But I'm not going to advertise it because there are hardly any videos there anyway. But anyway, getting back to the game that I'm going to play today. The game that I'm going to play today is called Berlin 1948, and I think it has the subtitle East and West or something like that. So what do we have here? We have not too many files. The game doesn't consist of very many files. You're supposed to run that berlin.batch file, and you can see it basically runs two things. It does it runs something called VVOR, which is like an introduction kind of thing, and then you get to the game, which is the game itself. Now, what you actually get if you run berlin.bat, and it gives you this nice logo, very colorful logo, and then you end up at this menu of, I guess you can call it a menu with two options. So I would normally play the intro. If I was doing like a full Let's Play of this game, I would play the intro, but this is not a full Let's Play. This is just more like a short introduction, just to kind of... I do a lot of these kinds of sort of low-effort videos just to kind of introduce people to the game, just to kind of give an idea of what the game is like, because maybe people have never seen the game or heard of it. Maybe someone would be interested in it. And games like this game is kind of difficult to get started with if you have no idea how to play it. It's not necessarily the most intuitive game. There are a few things about it which are kind of hard to figure out if you don't have a manual or some kind of technical information. So I just wanted to kind of take a moment to feature the game. This is the English language version, which obviously makes it a lot more palatable to English speakers. There is a German language version as well. But anyway, I would normally click on intro and let the intro play, but the intro to this game is very long. Like the whole intro is like, 20 minutes or maybe even more than that. So I'm not going to sit through the whole intro. What I will say, this game did something kind of interesting, something kind of historic, which which most games did not do. The intro to this game is meant to be fully voiced, so it's not just like, a game from this time. This is, when is this game from? Probably from the early 1990s, or maybe even the late 1980s. So it was from a time when fully voiced talkie adventure games were not yet a thing. This was still a few years before CD-ROMs enabled fully voiced games to exist. So how did they make a fully voiced intro to the game? The game shipped with a cassette tape. And the idea was that you were actually supposed to play the cassette tape. When you clicked on the intro, it would kind of give you a signal and say, press play on the cassette tape player now. And it would start, playing the audio. So you'd get the audio from the cassette tape and the video as it is from the game. So you'd watch the game and, some scenes would unfold on the screen. And the actual audio introduction would then, play on the cassette tape. So you kind of get a fully voiced intro that way. It was an interesting idea, and I do in fact have the intro audio files as MP3s. You can find them online. They're available online as MP3 files, and so I could theoretically play the intro and play those MP3s, but again, it would be pretty long. I think I'd rather just skip that for this time because it really would go on for like 20 minutes or even more, I think. So just to kind of give you a very brief idea, I'm going to just give you a very brief introduction. The game is set, as the title suggests, in 1948 Berlin. This is just a few years after the end of World War II. And so it's that very difficult sort of period of history. I mean, I guess World War II was more difficult. I guess compared to World War II, it was not as difficult, but still, it was a kind of difficult period of history because a lot of Germany and a lot of Europe actually had been destroyed by the war, and so there was still a lot of reconstruction going on, still a lot of effort to kind of recover from the damages of the war, because the war did have did leave a very lasting impact economically and politically, and in other ways as well, psychologically and in terms of the infrastructure. Again, a lot of things were, a lot of buildings and things were destroyed. So all that was happening, of course, but at the same time, there was this difficult sort of split developing because, as most of you probably know, Germany was divided into what was colloquially called West Germany and East Germany. Technically, West Germany was called the Federal Republic of Germany, and East Germany was called the German Democratic Republic, but people usually just said West and East Germany. And East Germany kind of fell under Soviet influence, and so it became a very significant part of what later became the Cold War, that whole sort of East-West split as tensions grew between the Western world and the Warsaw Pact. What became the Warsaw Pact, which is basically states associated with the Soviet Union, so not in the Soviet Union, but associated with the Soviet Union, like Poland, Czechoslovakia, Hungary, Romania, Bulgaria, and East Germany. So the plot of the game is that your character, you play a CIA agent who has been sent to Berlin to unravel a plot regarding a missing atomic bomb. There's a nuclear bomb which has been which has gone missing, and there's a suspicion that it's fallen into Soviet hands, and so there's a big concern that the Soviets will use a nuclear weapon to I don't know. I don't know the whole story. I didn't have this game when I was a kid, and honestly, I'm not too familiar with this game. But it looks like a very interesting game. I've always wanted to go a little bit deeper into it. This is one of those games that I've started several times. I couldn't tell you how many times I've started this game and played it for like maybe 30 minutes, and then said, looks like a pretty cool game. I should really get into it sometime, and I just never have. So that's what I'm going to do again today. I'm going to play like the first 10 or 20 minutes of the game and show you what it's like, and then if it looks interesting to you, then you can check it out yourself. Maybe someday I'll do a full Let's Play of it. I don't have any plans to do so, and I'm really actually at a time in my life where I'm not going to probably be able to commit to long-term videos for a while because I'm going through some transitory changes in my life right now at the time of making this video, but maybe in the future. And in the meantime, I'm not going to go and click on intro because that's basically what I've told you is the premise of the game. I'm just going to go ahead and click on game, and we'll get started with the game. So this gentleman is communicating to us. I don't know if he's supposed to be communicating to us via radio. This sort of scratchy, staticky border of this speech bubble suggests to me something like a radio transmission. But I'm not sure if this is actually meant to be like a radio communication or if this is just sort of fourth wall breaking. This is just like some sort of omniscient narrator who is just talking to us because it's a game. I don't know. In any case, welcome to Berlin, Sam. Oh, welcome in Berlin. Interesting that they say welcome in Berlin. This is actually how they say it in German. In German, if you say, if you welcome someone, you don't say welcome to a place, you say welcome in a place. So I guess this was a little bit clumsily translated into English. I mean, it seems overall like the English is fairly accurate, but I think idiomatically in English you would say welcome to Berlin, not welcome in Berlin. So anyway, sorry, I don't mean to nitpick on things like that. Welcome in Berlin, Sam. You allow me to call you so, don't you? Don't you know me? I'm the narrator of the story, the one in the introductory. Well, of course you know. You'll hear from me more often in future, and sometimes even more often than you wished. But we'll settle this later. For the moment, however, I wish you good luck. See you. Yeah, definitely not quite idiomatic English. It's definitely been translated from German in not quite perfect fashion, but that's okay. We can live with that. So, It's a top-down kind of adventure game. And it's not exactly it's not quite an adventure game. It looks like an adventure. Oh, honk honk. I wonder if you can get hit by those cars. Cars will usually stop for you and honk at you like that, but I wonder. I think it might be possible to get hit by a car and killed by them if you're incautious or if you move in just the right way, or I guess in the wrong way. So this building on the right-hand side of the screen here says Tempelhof, which will mean something to you if you are from Berlin, because it is the airport. This was the first airport in Berlin. Tempelhof Airport today no longer exists. It is right in the center of Berlin, and in the modern world, it's become more common for airports to exist well outside of the cities that they serve. So Tempelhof being right in the center of the Berlin urban area was not really convenient, because of noise problems and things like that. So today, the former Tempelhof Airport has been converted into a huge park. And if you go there, you can see people doing, parasailing and whatever kind of stuff that people do in big open spaces like that. It's kind of like a big central park in the middle of Berlin. But at the time of this game's setting, it was still an active airport. And we can walk inside by clicking on this door, theoretically. There we go. And this is the airport. So this is, I guess, an information stand. Visitors to the airport with questions or complaints normally visit this information desk, but current problems render it almost useless. The reception, and this is the reception desk of Berlin Tempelhof. Due to the blockade, it does not see much traffic by air passengers today. So, was this still at the time of the, was this the time of the Luftbrücke? After World War II ended, West Berlin, which sort of ended up being an exclave in the middle of East Germany, was kind of cut off from the rest of the world. And there was a period where all the food had to be flown in. And so they called it the Luftbrücke, which means air bridge. Basically, it was the air bridge that connected West Berlin to the rest of the world. And that was how they got all their food shipped in for a while. So actually, this might be during the time when, I guess the airport then is not really being used for passenger traffic. Like, people are not using it for airline flights, but it's rather being used as a base to get food into the country, because people have no other source of food in West Berlin. So we can look around. This is the reception desk, and there is a there we go. If you click on a person, you get this interface. Now, I don't know why we look like this. This is our character here. I don't know why he looks like he's a game show host. And yeah, you can talk to people by clicking on their picture here. So there's a woman here staffing the desk here at the airport. And if you click on that icon, you get this interface. This interface is kind of wacky. I've not seen anything like this in any game. The way that this works is you form what you want to say down here. So you can ask a question or you can make a statement. So, and you use these 4 buttons up here to sort of provide the content of what you want to say. So, for example, with this you can specify, I think, a date and a time, because, there's a clock and a calendar. So you can use this to ask about dates and times. With this, you can ask about objects. So you can ask about our inventory objects, which include our CIA ID card, because we are a CIA agent. Probably don't want to ask about that, because I think we're undercover. I think people are not supposed to know that we're a CIA agent, so we're supposed to keep that secret. So you probably shouldn't ask people about your ID card, because that would kind of give it away. This note that I guess we have, cigarettes, money, always good to have. And I thought we had, and the atomic bomb, which I think is not something that we're carrying, obviously, but something that you can still ask about. And a pistol, which is also something that we're carrying. I don't know why the inventory it's kind of weird. Like, it doesn't quite seem to go in sequential order. Like, sometimes the order kind of skips, you'll notice. It's kind of weird. I don't know why it works that way. So good. So you can ask about times and dates. You can ask about objects. And this, you can probably guess, lets you ask about people. So you can ask about Isaac Rosenblum. I can ask about, this, they haven't even translated this. This is basically, how would you translate Auskunft? Like, it's basically asking for status of this person that we're talking to. So you can ask for information about the person themselves that you're talking to. You can ask about General Clayton, Colonel Harris, and I think that's it. And again, you can see that the ordering is a bit weird. Like, it doesn't quite seem to Doesn't consistently go in the same order. It's weird. I don't know. And this lets you ask about locations, I think. Okay, I don't have the option of asking about a location yet, but you can use this just to ask about like specific addresses in Berlin. So you can, again, you can form your sentence down here. So like if I want to ask about Isaac Rosenblum. When you want to select someone, you click on this little brown or orange corner here, and then the person shows up here. And then you click here to say, so obviously this will ask a question, and this will make a statement. So if you want to say something about Isaac Rosenblum, then you would use the exclamation mark like this. If you want to ask about him, you use the question mark. And then when you're done, you press the thumbs up to pose what you've said to the person that you're talking to.
I'm very sorry, but my job is only to answer questions which have something to do with the airport. Any other questions will be answered at the information desk. As soon as it is open again, of course.
Okay, so she can only tell us things about the airport. She cannot tell us anything about other stuff. Can we ask her about herself? I mean, can we ask for an Auskunft about this lady? Well, what happens if I click on the question mark here? Interesting. Okay, I don't know. I'm not sure that I know exactly how this interface works, but anyway, let's see if we can ask about this lady.
I told you already, please go to the information desk with such questions.
I'm not asking you anything about... Okay. Whatever. She's obviously just been told to give that answer to anybody who comes asking. So, okay, that's fine. But this information desk is not staffed, so we can't really do anything here. Oh, what is this over here? Oh, that's the reception desk again. And... oh, these are lockers. So lockers are mainly because the blockade restrictions on air flight. Yeah, okay. So, so yeah, this is the time of the Berlin blockade, which means basically, I guess there's no passenger traffic in and out of this area. This is just the airport's, again, probably just being used for food and other sort of shipping, like shipping of objects, but not for passenger traffic. So, okay, let's go and explore around the city a little bit. I don't have much recollection. I remember that when I made my original German video years ago, I actually got so far as to find our first contact person, and I don't remember how I did that at all. So yeah, you can look at these buildings, and this narrator will give you sort of brief descriptions. Its most unusual feature is the beautiful courtyard. You have a common townhouse. There's nothing significant about its architecture, but it represents the shelter for many Berlin residents today. Yeah, so these are just like generic descriptions of different buildings. There's nothing really special here. So getting around, finding your way around can be a bit of a challenge. The game did ship with a map, which is, it has a simplified kind of map of Berlin. Obviously, it doesn't have every street in the city, just has a few. I think it has like 10 or 20 major streets. Like right now we're on Attila-Straße, Straße being German for street. Is there actually a street in Berlin named after Attila? And is it Attila the Hun or just a more generic Attila? I don't know. Eiscreme, you can probably guess means ice cream. Actually, people usually say ice in German. This ice stand doesn't seem to be interactable. I can't seem to do anything with it. So I'm a little bit lost at this point because now that I've explained the basic interface and premise of the game, I don't remember what you're supposed to do. There is some sequence of events that you're supposed to go through, but I don't remember what it is. I mean, there's got to be some kind of... Hold on, can we click on ourselves? Yeah, we can click on ourselves, and then, yeah, that gives us our inventory. And then we can kind of go through the inventory. And I think if we click on the question mark here, yeah, cigarettes are the actual currency in Berlin, Sam. I bet for a pack of... I'm sorry, I don't give a plug, you understand. But for a pack of cigarettes, some Berliner wouldn't hesitate to sell you as granny. Okay, so we can use this to bribe people, I guess. Pistol. Let's talk about the standard equipment for an agent. To be honest, you will need a weapon, especially now as we have available an excellent example of unmistakably Italian origin. Okay, I guess it's a probably a Beretta pistol. I don't know very much about guns, but I'm assuming that this is if it's of Italian origin, it's probably a standard issue Beretta, which was and is fairly common among police departments and other sort of law enforcement agencies like that. Money. Uncle Sam gave you a lot of money for your mission, but he surely wouldn't want you to fritter away the money of upstate taxpayers here in Berlin. Be thrifty. Fair enough. And here's our CIA ID card. This identity card reveals your true identity, Sam Porter, precisely Samuel Porter. This name identifies you as an active member of the CIA. You have to be very careful because it could bring danger. Indeed, yeah, don't show this to everyone. What is this note here? This note was slipped to you shortly before your turn to Berlin. I want to read it to you swiftly. Okay, here we go. Come to the bookstore Rosenblum on Oranienburger Straße 28. Ask the bookseller for the book Faust by Goethe. Okay, you know what? I'm going to actually, I'm going to go ahead and open up a separate window and just note that down quickly because this is probably something that we will need to know. I mean, I guess I could just read the note anytime that I forget, but I'm just going to go ahead and type it into a separate window. So, Oranienburger Straße 28. I don't know if this was intention. Oh, this game seems to be full of typos. I wonder if because I just realized he doesn't say Straße, he says Straße, which is obviously a mistyping. It's obviously a typo. I don't know if that was in the original game or not, or if that's part of the translation. The translation seems to be a bit sloppy, but anyway. But it's Oranienburger Straße, which, funnily enough, as someone who, well, I wouldn't say that I'm intimately familiar with every corner of Berlin, but I've lived in Berlin, so I kind of know the city a little bit. I happen to know that Oranienburger Straße, today, I don't know if this was the case in 1948, but today it's the street known for prostitutes. Basically, that's the street. Technically, prostitution is legal in Germany, but most places don't have them because, most people don't really want to give their business to prostitutes. So Oranienburger Straße is like the street that you go to specifically if you want to find a prostitute. And so like the whole street is just lined with them. Like if you go there at night, you'll just see them on like every street corner just waiting for people to inquire about their business. But I don't think that is the reason why they chose that address for the game. Amusingly enough, and I don't know if this is, people might theorize and say this is not coincidental, but actually, that same street is also famous for one of the biggest Jewish synagogues in Berlin. So maybe that's the reason why I'm assuming Rosenblum is Jewish, and so that's probably why he has a bookstore on Oranienburger Straße. So that is probably a more likely reason why he's located there. Anyway, okay, so we're supposed to find Rosenblum on Oranienburger Straße, ask about Faust by Goethe. I can probably remember that, but I should probably note that down anyway. So we want to go to bookstore Rosenblum. Ask about Faust by Goethe, which is, of course, a real story by Goethe. It's probably his most famous work. By the way, a room is reserved for you in Hotel Concordia, Friedrichstraße 17. Good luck. Okay, so that will probably become relevant later, but I think I'm only going to play this game as far as being able to find Rosenblum. We want to go to a hotel. I can note that down. It's no great loss to quickly note that our hotel is Hotel Concordia on Friedrichstraße, Nummer 17. Okay, so, cool. I think we have nothing else here in inventory to look at, right? We do not. Okay, cool. Well, that note just answered my question about what I should do next. Now I need to... Oh, this person's honking at me. Let me get out of the street. Oh, I clicked on that person and the game thinks they want... Okay, well, since we're talking to this person now, let's see what we can ask them. Hello, random street person. Can you tell me about... Oh, I could ask this guy about Faust. Let's ask this guy about... I don't know, money? Oh. No, that's not how you do that. You click here, and then you click here to create a question, and then you click here. Wait a minute. Nay, I'd better not tell you anything. That's safer in times like those. Yeah, okay. Do you know anything about... Oh. The woman is just called Auskunft in the game, apparently. Okay, I guess I thought that that meant that that you would be asking about the person themselves, but maybe okay. The woman is just known as Auskunft, which is basically like, how would you translate Auskunft? Well, let me just quickly get a translation of that because I don't know why they didn't translate it for the English translation of the game. Seems like they should have, but how would you translate Auskunft? Yeah, my dictionary gives me information as the first translation, but obviously it's a little more specific because German also has the word Information, so it's not just information. It's kind of like information in the sense of like a query, like the kind of information that you get when asking at an official information place, like for example the counter at an airport. Let's see, does this person know Isaac Rosenblum? Let's go ahead and ask about Rosenblum, see if this person... I'm not saying anything. Last time they arrested my pal, only because by coincidence he was standing at the corner of a street where they were doing a bit of bartering. Yeah, this was a difficult time in Berlin's history, and I guess Germany's history in general. Again, obviously not as difficult as the war itself, but still, this was a time when the political scene was very... hey... I have to do my work. Oh, this guy's a garbage collector, and he was upset because I was getting in the way of him moving that garbage can there. Okay, let me go ahead then and do this. I'm going to go ahead and... Shut up, buddy. Why are you honking at me? I'm not even in the street. Shut the F up. Okay, what did I want to do? I wanted to find the, that's right, I have a PDF of the game's manual. Oh, no, I don't. I just have a JPEG of the map. Okay, I have a JPEG of the map, which hopefully will help me find Oranienburger Straße, which is where we want to go. Hold on, where are we now? We're on Potsdamer Chaussee. Where is Potsdamer Chaussee? Oh, that's in the southwest. Going by the image that shipped with the game. Oh, it even includes a little list of locations. That's interesting. It even includes a list of locations in the game. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18 locations listed in the game, including well-known sites like the Brandenburger Tor and the Siegessäule, along with lesser-known things like the Allied Control Center. Okay, interesting. Okay, I'm not going to show all those in this video, but let's go ahead and get to Oranienburger Straße, if I can find it. Where is Oranienburger Straße on this map? I'm not seeing it. In the real Berlin, it's pretty central. It's pretty close to the city. It's not far from Friedrichstraße, which is very central, but I'm not seeing it on this map. Am I just missing? Oh, it's up. Oh, it's way up there in the north. Okay, in the game's map, it's like way up on the north side of the city. That is not accurate. The real Oranienburger Straße is very central. It's not, again, it's not far from Friedrichstraße. But okay, that's fine. The game is not necessarily, it's not GTA Berlin. It's not meant to be. Actually, even GTA games are not perfect reproductions of cities that they're based on. They take some liberties with the street maps. So, oh, okay, I must have clicked on a pedestrian. And is there a pedestrian there, or? I don't know. Can I please go this way? No, I'm not. Okay. Game's interface is a little bit annoying because it sometimes thinks that you're clicking on yourself or on a person when really you're trying to... Okay, anyway, so where we are on Attilastraße. So I want to go north. I want to go way north to get to Oranienburger Straße. And you can see the house numbers here are also going down. It's kind of a nice touch. It kind of gives you the house numbers on this screen, or this this block. Yeah, I guess this screen where we are. So now we're on Berliner Chaussee. That is okay. So we still want to keep going north, because in this game the Oranienburgstraße. This, I guess, would be an entrance to the U-Bahn, to the subway, like the Berlin subway, but it looks closed. I don't know if the subway... Oh, did I die? I did. I got killed. Oh, man. Wow. Sorry. I'm a little bit ashamed to say my monitor is literally so dusty that I can't read that text. That text is that text is so dark. I literally cannot read it through the film of dust on my monitor. Let me wipe off some of the dust on my monitor for a second. If you allow me to... Oh, I didn't even get a chance to read what he's... I really should dust off my monitor. I'm playing this on my external monitor. I usually use my laptop's inbuilt screen, but just to have a little bit more space while making this video because I have a few windows open. I'm doing this on a big external monitor, and the external monitor has not been dusted in like 5 years, so it's got so much dust on it that I couldn't read that. Sorry. Anyway, hopefully you read what the guy said. Anyway, let's try this again. So I'm on Berliner Chaussee. I'm going northbound. And if all goes well, when I get to the north end of this, now I'm on Kantstraße, which is named after the philosopher and not the other thing that sounds like that. Okay, this is Friedrichstraße. So in real Berlin, we would be... Actually, we are getting close. Okay, we are getting close to Oranienburger Straße. Friedrichstraße is the... might be the major street in Berlin. It's like the big shopping street today. I don't know what it was like in 1948, but today it's like the big shopping street where all the flaneurs go. So this is Charlottenburger Chaussee. This is Müllerstraße. Okay, we're almost there. We are almost there. Oh, I thought I was talking to this person again. Wo sind wir? I thought... Okay, hold on. How far does Müllerstraße go? It looks like... On the map, it looks like Müllerstraße turns into Oranienburger Straße. It looks like it's one of those streets where the name suddenly changes. That always annoys me. I really hate that when streets just suddenly change their name. Like you go through some intersection, just all of a sudden, bam, the street has a totally different name. Oh, what is this? Oh. I don't think I've ever seen that in this game. This is the French headquarters. The occupation force was the last move into Berlin. Parlez-vous français? Je veux bien du lait, s'il vous plaît. Okay, you want some milk, please. I do not have any milk for you, sir. I'm sorry, I'm not pregnant right now. Dude, how far does this Müllerstraße go? I thought that... Actually, I'm curious now. The map includes a list of locations in the game. Is that... Oh, it is. The Französisches Hauptquartier is actually listed as Müllerstraße, 41 to 43. So it actually is mentioned here on the game's map. That's cool. All right. Okay. Am I going the wrong way here? I feel like like seriously, how far does this go? I think I'm going the wrong way. I think I probably passed where I'm supposed to be. Yeah, this part is just blockaded. It just ends here. Can't even look at it. It just stops here. All right, I must have gone the wrong way. So, oh, I see. Müllerstraße kind of turns off to the west after Bornholmer Straße. Okay. All right, I gotcha. Bornholmer Straße here is at least in the north. That's correct. Actually, a lot of these streets are correct. A lot of the streets are actually quite accurate. I don't know why they put Oranienburger Straße all the way at the top there, because that's not accurate. Unless it's a different Oranienburger Straße. Oranienburg, the city, is up in the north. That would be correct, but we're not in Oranienburg. We're in Oranienburger Straße, which is something totally different. Sorry, I know I'm saying things that won't make much sense. Okay, here we go. This is Oranienburger Straße. All right. So what's going on here? Are these people having I guess these people are having a political demonstration. I guess they're blocking the street, so we can't go down there. Okay. All right, that's fine. So we want to go to Oranienburger Straße 28. So we'll have to go a little bit farther. We're at 9 to 12 here, 13 to 16. 17 to 20, almost there. 21 to 24 should be on the next screen, theoretically. Here we go. So which of these is it? This mansion seems to radiate an idyllic air and is almost out of place in modern Berlin. The cat lying in the sun on the windowsill seems to signify an earlier day when peace reigned in Germany. That's very sweet and nice and charming, but that's not what I'm looking for. This is okay. This is a house that was hit by a dud, meaning a bomb that didn't explode. This here is another house. Then this is probably the bookstore. Yes, this is the Rosenblum bookstore. Considering the lack of goods in Berlin, it has a surprisingly extensive selection. It was taken away from its Jewish owners during the war, but the family has regained ownership in the Gebiet of Germany. It's one of the cultural centers of this ravaged city. Okay, I was right. So Herr Rosenblum is Jewish. So yeah, so it was, of course, taken from the Jews during what happened. But they got their bookstore back. So cool. So we're going to, how can I, oh, here we go. That's how we go inside. Come on, go inside. There we go. All right, here we are. Can we take a look around? Let's look at the books. The bookshelves in this bookstore are astonishingly well stocked despite the present blockade. Classical as well as the latest American literature is available here. Oh, I guess this is the American sector. Because, of course, Berlin was divided into 4 sectors. It was divided into an American, a British, a French, and a Soviet sector. Okay, the cupboard, a versatile piece of furniture. You have a wooden cupboard with many shelves and drawers. Okay, I guess we're here to talk to this guy. So, this is the sales department of the bookstore. An antique cash register and rows of books are all you see here. I want to talk to this gentleman. There we go. This is probably, yeah, we saw this guy's picture when we were asking about him previously. So I'm pretty sure this is the gentleman that we were looking for. But, even though this is obviously Mr. Rosenblum, what we don't want to do is do this and say, "Are you Isaac Rosenblum?" Because we're a CIA spy. We are a super sneaky spy. So instead, what we do is we ask about an object, and the object we want to inquire about is, if I can find it here in this slightly unwieldy interface. Come on, it's got to be here somewhere. This is the thing, again, the ordering here is all weird because, hold on. Is it not going to show me? Why is it? Oh, now suddenly, yeah, see, now suddenly it just changes the things that, like, before I didn't have the note and suddenly I'm getting the note, but what I need is Faust. I don't want the note, I want Faust. The way this works is just weird. I don't quite understand why it works this way. Like, why does it sometimes just, like, give you totally random things? We saw before that we can't ask about Faust. Oh, you know why? Oh, I bet I know why. I need to read that note first because I died and restarted the game. So we don't know about Faust. So I think we need to click on ourselves and read the note. There we go. Okay, now we know about Faust. That's probably why it wasn't giving that as an option. So let's try again. Let's click on this guy. And let's see if Faust now shows up in our list of items. Yes, it does. So here, Faust book. So I click here to put it into the text of our question. Then I click on that to. Does it make a difference if I say it as a question or as a statement? I mean, I can say, "Do you have a copy of Faust?" Or I can say, "I would like a copy of Faust!" Exclamation mark. I mean, maybe both work, but I'll phrase it as a question. So, the gentleman is looking for Curtis Faust. An excellent choice. There must be one in the Stockholm. Let us have a look together then. Okay, and obviously we were meant to follow him. Welcome to Berlin, Mr. Porter. I am Isaac Rosenblum, but call me Zach. Really? Call me Zach? I'm sorry. Okay, well, I guess Zach. I guess since it's German, I guess actually the S would be pronounced like a Z, so it would be Zach. Okay, hello, Zach. And excuse my previous reservations, but you can't be careful enough. Let's get on with the urgent business at hand. We found Colonel Harris here in Berlin with a... What? Oh, do I need... Oh, Did I click that away? Maybe if I clicked outside of the speech bubble, it just aborts that part of the conversation. I'm sorry, I might have just skipped over some text. Okay, I'll try clicking inside the speech bubble. Maybe that's how you advance it. Of course, you can't stroll around Berlin as Sam Porter. I have another identity card for you. Now, where did I put it? Ah, there it is. Here you are. So I realize this is just a game, but it would be awfully sloppy of the CIA to send us here without an alternate ID card. I mean, obviously, if you're an actual CIA agent undercover, you would be here, like, they would send you in with a fake ID card. You wouldn't get your fake ID card from a bookstore owner. I mean, this guy is he's obviously more than just a bookstore owner. He's obviously working with the CIA. He's obviously got some kind of part in this whole underground operation that we're involved in, but still. Okay. Maybe it would have been too risky. Maybe flying here with a fake ID would have been too risky, because I guess we flew in here probably from, since we started at Tempelhof Airport, probably we flew in here from somewhere else, so maybe it would have been too risky flying with a fake ID. I don't know. This identity card makes you Theodore Milway, a representative of Suspenders and Corsetry on behalf of your company in Europe. Be careful, the ink is still wet. I've just finished it. Well, that's all for now. If I hear of something new, I'll leave a note for you at your hotel. Good luck now, Sam. I mean, Theodore. Is that it? I expected a little bit more. Okay. All right, fine. Thanks for the fake ID card, sir. So if I come and look around here now, I guess I have a... So there's the CIA card. Here's a passport. Let's speak frankly, Sam. Your friend isn't exactly a fountain of brilliant ideas. How could he use the name Theodore Milway for the passport? Every third person is called Theodore here. And if that's not bad enough, then he makes you a sales representative for braces and corsetry. It's ridiculous. But what do I care? It's only a game. Okay, so yeah, it is definitely kind of third wall breaking here. Okay, cool. So we got not an ID, like he said he was giving us an ID card, but actually we got a passport, which is not the same as an ID card exactly, but okay, whatever. Whatevs, man. All right, I think it's time to start thinking about wrapping up this video. I think this video's already gone on long enough, and you kind of got an idea of how the game works. By the way, if you click on the clock here, you can advance time. This is how you kind of advance time forward if you want to wait. It's funny they didn't even translate the. I'm assuming this dawn means Donnerstag, which means Thursday. They didn't even translate the names of the weekdays, so I guess it's. Probably Montag durch Sonntag instead of, yeah, okay, anyway. All right, and down here you get a floppy disk, and you can click here to, these are save slots. You can save and load your game here, just in case you want to play this game yourself. Okay, let's go ahead and try finding our Hotel Concordia on Friedrichstraße, and then I think it'll be time to call it a video. So we're here in Oranienburgstraße, so from here we would go, again, see, it's annoying because these pedestrians keep popping up in the game, things you're clicking on them. It would be nice to use arrow key. It would be nice to have some keyboard input, but this game doesn't seem to have any keyboard control of our move. Oh, I was trying to get out of the way of that car, and the car just got tired of waiting and ran me over. All right, that's enough. That's enough for me. That's enough for now. This has been Berlin 1948. Pretty cool game. Definitely a very unique game, very unique concept, and very unique execution. You can probably see the game is kind of flawed. The user interface is kind of awkward in some spots, and I'm just realizing now, I didn't realize it before because I tried it first in German, but I'm realizing now that the English translation is a little bit awkward, but it's not too bad. The English translation is not very bad. But yeah, the user interface is kind of, it's a little bit janky, and there's also no sound. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be that way. Is there supposed to be no sound in the game, or is that just something wrong with my... I don't know. I've never heard any sound from this game ever. So I think that it probably is just not meant to have sound, which is a little bit unfortunate, but still a very interesting game. Very interesting setting, very interesting premise. I really should get more into this game and play it through someday. But that will be for another time. Until then, this has been a very brief introduction to Berlin 1948. Hope that you've enjoyed. Thank you for watching, folks. Take care of yourselves, and I am out. I will talk to you all later. Auf Wiedersehen.